Welcome to a special edition of the Weather Guru podcast for the weekend edition, August 19th, August 2023. Please be sure to subscribe to the Weather Guru for the latest interpretation of weather data as it becomes available through the various sources, and I appreciate all of you guys' support here in the center. Right now, we're looking at a infrared loop of Hurricane Hillary just getting close to making landfall on Baja California out there north of Cabo San Lucas right now. As you know, it's a Category 2 system. It's been entrained in some dry air. Has been entraining into the system, as well as some cooler waters here, and that's going to weaken it as anticipated. It was a Category 4, now down to a Category 2, and continuing to weaken here as it's going to make a likely landfall somewhere along the Baja California coast, and it continue to advance northward, as you know, towards the California situation there. Now, looking at the Atlantic Basin as a whole, switching gears here, we have a lot of active systems out here. We have tropical depression number 6, 1,006 millibars, moving west-northwest at 14 knots or 16 miles an hour. And it is going to anticipate, this is going to anticipate to be strengthening to our next tropical system here. We also have one behind it that has a high chance, a 70% chance through 48 hours and through 7 days. But this system is going to continue to move north westward as well through the mid-Atlantic. And then we also have a few systems here, disturbance here that's coming through, the tropical wave that's coming through the Lesser Antilles here that just made its way past Barbados and St. Lucia. This is given a medium chance of development through 48 hours, but through 7 days, a high chance, a 70% chance. So the Atlantic Hurricane Basin season is heating up here as well. Now, this disturbance here by Miami and the Florida Keys here, Key Largo, etc., is bringing rain there. Slow development is possible, medium through 7 days. So we also have about 5 areas of concern here. Another wave just came off the coast of Africa here, but this is given a low chance, 30% in the next 7 days here. So we're looking at an active Atlantic season here. Just want to keep you in mind that we're heading toward the peak of the Atlantic season is between September 10th and October 10th. That's the bulk of our activity. So approaching that time frame as we get closer and closer to September the 1st, at that peak time frame when things start heating up now. And as you can see in the Eastern Pacific here, the latest on Hillary, 100 miles an hour winds. Winds are down as of the 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time Advisory. Winds are down to 100 miles an hour sustained winds. Gusts are much higher, of course. Pressure's up to 964 millibars. It's moving north-northwest at 17 miles an hour or 15 knots. So as you can see, it's turned to more of a north-northwest jog here, and that's shifted the cone eastward with Hillary. So that's good news, but bad news for the deserts, the low and high deserts of California, and also Nevada, Las Vegas, and those areas. They could be getting more rain out of this thing as a result of it shifting the track cone shifting eastward out of the LA, San Diego immediate vicinity and into some of the high deserts and low deserts, Palm Springs, the Coachella Valley, I-10 up through the high deserts of Victorville and all that 29 Palms. You guys could be seeing a lot more rain, 4 to 6 inches of rain, 4 to 8 inches of rain possible, a foot of rain possible in some isolated spots up in the high deserts of California and Nevada. But nevertheless, this storm does mean business, and you want to take care of everything. Heavy rains are spreading northward against the Baja Peninsula and the southwestern United States. So this flooding is going to be the main story with this. Obviously, that's the key messages that are coming from the National Hurricane Center. That's the key messages everybody's reiterating, because we've never had a tropical system in a while, quite some time, since the 90s or 1930s and 1990s, I believe. We had a tropical storm this far inland, hit the Inland Empire with this much veracity in terms of rainfall, okay? And so that's going to be the main thing that's going to be taking care of that as well, and you can see that here as well. So flooding disaster looms here. Like I said, the impacts is going to be in that area from El Centro, California, the Imperial Valley, up through the Coachella Valley, Palm Springs, Indio, Beaumont, up through Victorville, 29 Palms, Joshua Tree, and all those areas inland. Borrego Springs, those areas inland of San Diego and Los Angeles counties are going to be experiencing the heavy rainfall there through the mountain passes and things of that nature. So you want to take extra caution Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Mudslides, washouts, power outages, could be a possibility as the system continues to track northward. As Las Vegas is in the cone as well, and those areas, Elko, Winnemucca, Nevada, those areas in the central Nevada as well. The mountains are going to get rained out there. But the good news is that the cone is shifting eastward, so that means that areas closer to, let's say, Los Angeles Metro City along I-10 and those areas along I-5, Oceanside to San Diego, you might be spared the brunt of the rain. However, rainfall anyway, 2 to 4 inches is still significant for your area because you don't see that kind of rain. Nevertheless, we still have those warnings issued. Look, the National Weather Service issued those current warnings there for flood watches in there. Once again, for the low and high deserts of California and even central California, some of the central Joaquin valleys from Fresno on up through that area there. You might want to watch out on the 99 freeway coming through Tulare counties and all that stuff. And Fresno on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, just for those flood watches there through Vegas, Lake Havasu City, Bullhead City, Arizona, all those areas in there. Want to be careful. The Rim Country, the Grand Canyon, all that's got a flood watches and extent all the way through the Intermountain West, through Boise, Eastern Oregon. All those areas are going to be experiencing that. Now, elsewhere in the East, we just have a big patch of heat. This dome of heat is just extended. It's going to continue to expand eastward. So St. Louis, Champaign, Bloomfield, Illinois, Indianapolis, Illinois, Louisville, down through the Ohio River Basin there, Paducah, Kentucky, on through the central mid-Mississippi Valley. Is going to be extremely hot in these areas, of course. Greenville to Jackson, Mississippi, to New Orleans, Lake Charles, Beaumont, Dallas-Fort Worth, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Hill Country of Texas, Midland, Odessa, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Enid, all through Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita. All that area is going to be experiencing extremely hot conditions on Sunday and Monday. Okay, this heat bubble is going to be expanding, but it should be very, very interesting. So it's going to be hot, it's going to be dry, but we're getting to those dog days of summer, so it shouldn't be nothing that we can't handle. Hey, for Texas, we've been in the heat for the last 20 days have been over 100 degrees, so it's nothing new for Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, Austin. Nothing new for you guys. Midland, Odessa, Texarkana, you name it. There's nothing new. You guys are used to that triple-digit heat for the last 10, 15, 20 days going on now, so it's not going to be a big deal. But just be mindful of that to limit your outdoor activities. So looking at Hurricane Hilary here, once again, the structure's eroded here. It's going through somewhat of an eye wall replacement cycle. You see the eye wall is elongated here in the last frame here, and it's also weakening, of course, and restructuring and getting ready for that landfall. Right now, landfall is anticipated sometime tonight, by midnight tonight Eastern time, or 1 a.m. Eastern time on the East Coast. Pacific time maybe sooner, and we're making that landfall in Baja California and weakening significantly, and this is going to be a blob of rain mostly on the eastern side, the northeastern side and eastern side of this system. As most of the rainfall, as it wraps around the center, is going to be making that impact for that area. Okay, on the west side is more of the drier, wet, dirtier side, weaker side, and that's why Los Angeles and San Diego should be thankful. The downtown city area, I'm talking about along the immediate coast, as they're not going to experience they're going to get rain, but it's not going to be the overall 8-12 inches, over a foot of rain. I don't see that happening for the immediate coast. As the system has shifted eastward, the cone has shifted eastward. It's going to come up the Gulf of California here, just east of Baja California, and go on into the high and low deserts of California, Arizona, Nevada area. And so the rain could be a blessing in disguise, but it also could be very, very dangerous for these areas. And that's why everybody's issued these watches and warnings for this, as the deserts are not used to seeing this type of rain come down at once. They're getting all of the rainfall for a year in one little system here, Hilary. So winds are going to be a problem. Power outages are likely, but nothing that they haven't seen before. Winds could be gusting anywhere from 40 to 60 to up to 70 miles an hour, hurricane strength, in some of the higher mountain passes. However, it's just going to mostly be a tropical storm type of deal here with this system as it comes up through. And like I said, it's a quick mover. The good news is by Monday night, Tuesday, this thing is out of your hair for most of the Intermountain West. It's being left over remnant showers high up in the mountains of the Rockies there for this Idaho, Montana area and the Yellowstone National Park area. So the good news is the system is a fast mover. It's not going to sit around and linger and slow down, at least for right now, and so it's not going to be a tropical storm Allison like it was in Texas or anything like that. So that's the good news. By Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, conditions will be improving, of course, in the California Basin as well as in the Las Vegas Basin as well. And so that's great news. And there's going to be a fast mover, a quick hitter, and provide that rainfall. So there should be no more drought conditions anyway. It will help out the drought for the Southern California, Mid California, Central California area as well as Vegas area. So there shouldn't be any more talks about drought, severe drought, as this tropical moisture makes its way through. So this has been the update for the weekend. We'll be back with more information. The Weather Guru will be back with more information probably Sunday night into Monday as the system gets closer and everything of that nature. Thank you for your support. Talk to you very soon.